welcome back to Discovering DataFlex with me, Johan Brodfeldt. Today we're going to have a look at the template, because it's kind of annoying that we have to type a number and know what template it is, because in our template list we don't even have the ID present, so we cannot look that up. So it's a lot nicer to have an interface where you can go in and create a new one, and you can select the combo box here. So let's see how we do that. First of all, we're going to find our resource zoom view. That's the design, yes. So this one, we actually want to change to a combo form. There's no combo form here. We need to use that. UC web combo form web combo. Now we can use that one. And this is still going to be resource ID. And we want to fill this list with data here. So let's see how we do that. There is a procedure on fill, I think. Yeah. Forward send on fill. And here we could do another clear move find, but in this case I want to do an SQL query to get the lists, just to show you how that is done. So to start, we need an integer I row and a string to hold the query. But then we need the actual query, so we need to go into the SQL builder, and this is one of the later tools in the newer versions of DataFlex. What we want to do is we want to select an ID and the name of resource, and we only want the template resources, so we want where is template equals 1, and execute. And here we can see our list. The thing is, it's not sorted, so we might also want to order by name. So we get a nice list in alphabetic order. Now we want to save this in our app source, and I'd like to have a folder called SQL to store all my queries in. Resource template. And there we go. So now we should be able to, yeah, there's one more thing we need. We need a struct. We don't need it, but we could benefit from it. It's nice to have. We just put that in the top of this view here, because then we can create a T-resource array as well as result, called a result set. And then we want to include text, and we want to include this SQL/resource where is our resource? Template.sql. We have to double check that. And this goes to C resource template. This is a constant. I don't really like the constant. So we're going to move the C resource to our sQuery. It's not needed in this case, but if you want to modify a string or modify the query in some way before you send it to the database, it's better to do that in a string. So I just, by pure routine, copy it into an SQL string. Then we want to send SQL prepare of GHO SQLExecutor is query. And then we want to send SQL execute of GHO SQLExecutor and set that to a resource result set. So if all goes well, we should now have the result of the query in our result set, and then we can move 0 to I row, and while size of array a result set is greater than I row, we want to loop, and we want to send add item add item, and that is the a result set I row dot ID, and then we do the same for the value is name. And of course we need to increment the I row so that we don't get stuck in an infinite loop here. Okay, will this work? No. Resource zoom web object invalid literal. It should be as here, because it's referring to a global constant. And could not include file resource template SQL. Is it a spelling issue or what have you? Yes, probably spelled it wrong. I missed the R here. Resource template, yes. Well, let's see if that works. Resource, and now we got an error. And the reason for this is that we haven't really enabled, you see, we get nothing in here. There's an empty list. And the reason for this is that we haven't really enabled this cSQLExecutor. So we need to go in and set that. Sometimes I add it in a separate file, and we might actually want to use that approach here as well. Use main SQL connection. Just create the package. And then we want to create a new package file. Main SQL connection dot pkg. Yes. Let's open that one. And here we want to use cSQLExecutor and create an object OSQL executor is a cSQL executor, and move self to cSQLExecutor and set PS connection ID to Argus DB, since that is the name we have for our connection, and we can check that in our data dfcon ID. So you can see that the ID is Argus DB. That should actually work. Did I include it? Yeah. Yes, there it is. And then we run. And okay, we got another issue. Executor. Oh, that uses a get too. Okay. Get this to our result set and try to run that again. Now we have an issue with the add item. We might want to look here. Send add combo item. That's the one we want. There you go. And run again. And now we have it. So we can open it, and we have our list of templates. And now we can go in and create a new one, main router, and select the template router. Save, and it has the template router. We also would like to be able to create a new template without any dummy resource, no template, and save that. That works fine as well. So let's have a look in our database just to check what the data looks like right now. A refresh. Yeah, we have a main router, we have the dummy router. Template ID for this one is 0. And this is a template, that is a template, and that is a template. And just for good measures, let's have a look in the template as well. Here we still have the templates, and we can still modify them. So next time, I think we're going to focus on these types. So that's going to be an interesting one to figure out how we're going to be able to select different types for this, if it's a date or a number or a version or whatever we might want. It might be a reminder date or something. So we're going to add a list of things that we can actually use as types for this. But that is next video. If you want to see that, then make sure to subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye bye.